Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vanessa Schulz and I'm a representative of the Board of Tourism of the Philippines. And today I would like to invite you onto a short trip onto the magnificent islands of the Philippines in order to show you why the Philippines should become one of the top 10 travel destinations in 2014. So, mabuhay and welcome onto the Philippine Islands. Well, it is quite evident that to many people the Philippines are not very well known. And if the connotations and perceptions people have are unfortunately rather negative than positive. This is caused by the image people have of sex tourism, natural disasters, and of course the slums of Manila. Yes, of course, this is to some extent true. However, that image only hinders the country to show the world its full potential. So today I would like to show you the image I and many others have in mind that have encountered that beautiful country. But first I would like to provide you with some interesting facts about the country. The Philippines are consisting of more than 7,000 islands and is therefore, after Indonesia, the second largest archipelago in the world. Well, so many islands, so much to discover, I would say. So many beautiful places and so many beaches that are just waiting to be discovered. Well, I guess most of the people have heard about the book or the movie The Beach. The book was actually written by Alex Garland and the movie was shot with the famous actor Leonardo DiCaprio. The movie was shot on Thailand, on the island of Koh Phi Phi, which is located in the Andaman Sea. The story is about three young backpackers that are seeking for the special place, for the special beach. They are seeking for a life in paradise. So what happens is that they actually find that beach and that they start over with a new life. So what many people don't know is actually the story behind the story, because it is said that the story actually has happened to the author Alex Garland himself. But the story didn't take place in Thailand, it actually took place in the Philippines, on one of the islands that are located in the southern China Sea. So the islands and the landscape of Koh Phi Phi and the islands over there are actually quite similar. So when you have the picture of the beach in mind, I would like you to keep that, because that is the picture I have in mind, talking about the Philippines. Well, moreover, I would also like to provide you with some historical facts in order to understand the Filipino culture. So the Philippines are actually named after King Philip II of Spain. And the Philippines were for over 300 years a Spanish colony. That changed in 1898 when the Philippines were taken over by the United States. Only after World War II in 1946 the Philippines became independent again. Those two influences, the Spanish and the American influence, provides the country with a very unique and special cultural diversity. A cultural diversity which can't be found anywhere else in Asia. The Spanish influence can still be seen on the Filipino architecture, the names the Filipinos have, and of course by the fact that most of the population is being Catholic. The American presence is not only be felt by the many shopping centers and so on, but also by the fact that English is nowadays the second main language of the country. So it is spoken throughout the country and communication usually takes place in English. So this fact actually makes traveling a lot more easier for many tourists, because this is different than to Thailand and Indonesia, where English is sometimes be spoken but not well spoken. So this gives the country a huge advantage against its competitors. Well, the country has many, many islands, many, many highlights, many beautiful sights, many, let's say, natural wonders or moods of nature, many, many beautiful beaches. And now I would like to show you just some of the highlights the Philippines has to offer. First of all, I would like to start with Boracay. Boracay is an island located in the Visayas. And its white beach is annually voted to be one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Secondly, I would like to show you the island of Bohol. Bohol inherits the cobalt maki, which only can be found in Indonesia as well, but nowhere else in the world. And Bohol has also the unique chocolate hills, also a phenomenon that can't be seen anywhere else in the world. Then we have El Nido in Palawan. El Nido has a wonderful archipelago with many, many islands. The islands mainly consisting of limestone. So the scenery over there is very dramatic. There are many, many small islands with small beaches, islands where no people live, islands with small lagoons where you can go for snorkeling. And you will find that on many of the beaches you'll be the only person to be there at that time, because actually nobody lives there. And there are so many islands that there are not too many tourists at the same time. Last but not least, I would like to show you the rice terraces of Luzon. The rice terraces are actually located in the north of the Philippines and have been built thousands of years ago by ancient tribes. Those tribes are actually still living on that area today and are still using those terraces in the way they used to thousands of years ago. Those terraces are quite similar to the ones in Bali, but only that they are way more bigger. So it's a very beautiful scenery with breathtaking views, and also with admiration how the tribes are using those terraces still today. Well, I hope those facts and pictures and images I provided you about the Philippines could convince you that it is worth to visit the Philippines, and it's worth that the Philippines should become one of the top travel destinations in 2014. Moreover, I would like to tell you that you should think about the warm and beautiful sunny weather and about the warm and friendly people who are just waiting to welcome you. So, thank you very much for your attention, and mabuhay and welcome onto the Philippine Islands in 2014.